Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. Just got home from work and it's just me and Jammer. Jammer, there's Jammer. Just chilling out in the bedroom. Um, just thinking about something that had been on my mind for a while that I wanted to talk about, but I wasn't 100% sure how it would come across. But I figured someone told me it's my channel, Speak My Truth. So I wanted to talk about something that was an experience I had that I'm not too sure how it's going to come across, but I wanted to go ahead and talk about it. And it was about an experience I had with a Ouija board. The reason why I'm thinking about it is I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and we were talking about um, spiritual things and um, spiritual beings and good vibes and bad vibes. And we have both had experiences with Ouija boards or spirit boards, whatever you call them. And I wanted to talk briefly about my experience with a Ouija board. And it was definitely not a pleasant experience. I don't know how many of you have ever experienced a Ouija board or knows what one is, but it is basically a board that some believe you can use to have contact with either deceased people or spirits that of some people believe that they can speak with famous people that have passed on or loved ones that have passed on. But there are other spirits that I truly believe and entities that can be tapped into that are not good at all. Some I would dare say could be demons. And I wanted to talk briefly about an experience I had with one such incident with a Ouija board. I was about 16 years old and I played on a board with a friend of mine, and it was a very old board. Um, I know a lot of people tend not to believe that Ouija boards work. A lot of people think of them as toys. I know they're marketed as toys, but from my experience, it's all too real, and I will not have a spirit board or a Ouija board in my home, and I will not play with one or entertain the idea of having one in my home, which is very different from my past experiences. I became very obsessed with one to the fact where I had always had to have one in my home for about 25 years. I always felt the need to have one with me to connect to the other side. It became an obsession with me, and in my experience, it drew me in very quickly. It let its power be known very, very quickly, and it was not something that I doubted. It was something that revealed itself very quickly, and made its presence all too aware in my life. Um, I am talking about possession, not of myself, but of someone very close to me. And this possession turned into an obsession on my part of wanting to know more, to be in its presence. Most of it was out of curiosity, but it quickly turned into something that was out of my control. I never thought it would actually work because see myself as a rather spiritual person. I have a great connection with my faith, and I thought it would just be something fun that I would play with. And it gave me answers quite quickly and accurately, and it was something that got out of hand quite quickly. It became all consuming. I was spending a lot of my free time spending time on the board, referring to the board a lot. And slowly but surely, it was taking things out of my daily life and turning it into where everything I did was revolving the board. I would go with it everywhere I would go. If I went for a walk, I took the board with me. If I went to someone's house, I took the board with me. It was always in my possession. It was in my home. It was in my bedroom, especially. It became all too consuming, and reality seemed to slip away. And I delved deeper and deeper into the realm of the Ouija board. And it became unhealthy very quickly. I had an unhealthy attachment to it. And it started off being very entertaining, being very gentle, and surely showed its sinister side in a very fairly quickly um, turnaround. I'm sorry if I'm a little nervous talking about this. I don't know how it's going to be received, but it is my truth. It is something that really happened, and it's something that I wanted to share. Um, it's been my experience that a Ouija board is all too real, and in the wrong, inexperienced hands, it can lead to very bad things. Um, I was inexperienced. I was ripe for the picking, and boy, did that board take me for a ride. I firmly believe everything that I saw on that board and everything I learned in that board was true, and it was an entity that was out to do harm. It was out to possess. It was looking for people to inhabit, and I don't know what it was looking for to begin with, but it certainly found its home, and we had to rid the entity with the help of someone by casting a spell. And I know that sounds silly to some people, but believe me, when you're desperate to rid yourself of something, desperate times call for desperate measures. And we did a cleansing, and it really worked. And I had to learn that I had to live my life without the Ouija board. And when something becomes an obsession, and it's something that's unhealthy, but you feel so drawn to, it was difficult for me to put it down and walk away from. I felt like I needed it. It needed to be part of me and in my everyday life. And it was difficult to rid myself of, just like any other habit that people have, whether it be smoking or eating or drugs or alcohol. I felt that I needed to have it near me. So even though I would not entertain the board, I always had to have one in my possession. And it didn't have to be an older one. It could be one from a store, just a regular store, like a big box store, like a Walmart or a Kmart or Ames or whatever store was open at the time. I feel like when there's energy, whether it be negative or positive, it has a way of finding itself, and it lets itself be known. And I remember my nieces being very interested in Ouija boards and myself telling them, no, stay away. I think it's natural to be curious about things, but you have to be careful what you wish for, because whether you are a believer or not, you can open a door, and some doors are meant to stay closed. And so I know I cannot deter people from trying things. I think it's natural to want to try things, especially if you like horror things like I do, and Halloween and spooky things, and just being inquisitive. But please heed my warning. It is real, and you want to be very, very careful and watch your step. And I know this video is so much different than any other video I've done, but it was something that was on my mind and I wanted to share. And I ask any of you that have maybe had an experience with the Ouija board to comment below and share your experience. And for anyone that may be curious and want to try, I would really implore you not to. But if you're going to do your research, and please be careful, don't think of it as a joke. It's not. I know people tend to laugh at things that seem different and seem harmless, but it's not harmless. I don't know how this video is going to be received, but I mean it honestly from the bottom of my heart. I hope this video finds you well. I hope it's not too strange. I hope I don't alienate anyone or turn anyone off. But it is my channel, and I want to speak my truth, and that's what was on my mind tonight. And until I have a chance to talk to you again, I pray you're all well, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.